Alrighty. Hi guys. Today I wanted to do a video about how to feel your emotions, and the reason why I wanted to do a video about this is because I kind of realized that a lot of people don't really know how to feel their emotions, and I want to share some tips that help me through the process of acknowledging my feelings and stop running from them. As I feel like society kind of tells you that, you know, your emotions are the last things that the least thing that's important on your list. You know, you got work, you got school, you got kids, you got whatever you got going on, so a lot more things are way more important than your emotions, which is not true. It's just not true, because if you don't get your emotions in check, you're gonna be crashing out all the time. And this has come from somebody who used to crash out a lot. So now I'm at the stage in my life where, like, if triggers do come up, I acknowledge my feelings. I no longer say, oh, either it's not that serious, or I just pretend like they're not there. That's usually how I used to cope in the past, and that did not last long. It usually just led to overreactions over small things. So I'm just here to show you how to no longer do that, just to focus on actually feeling your emotions, because no one actually feels their emotions. They just kind of like put it on the back burner. So I wrote down a couple talking points, because your girl be off topic sometimes. Let me see. Okay, so the first thing that I did was get back in touch with God. That was my first thing that I did, because if I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, he showed me like ways where I was not really being my true self, one, and not actually feeling the emotions. So for me, I really just saw people as the problem instead of actually seeing what they were here to teach me, if that makes sense. Okay, so what I wrote is God. He's number one, because he will show you in what ways you are secretly / subconsciously running from yourself or your fears. He also supports you through it all with love. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, like, even if you don't believe in God, whatever religion you believe in, it doesn't matter. Whatever spirituality, whatever you believe in, it really truly does not matter, as long as you're praying to a higher power or whatever you believe in. The reason why I say this is because we all have free will. So when we ask for help, we call upon our angels, our support team for help, they can help us then. But if we just choose to do it ourselves, they're just like, well, you know what, they got it. And when you're dealing with your emotions, babe, it's, especially if they subconsciously in the mind, and they one of those childhood triggers, it's good to call upon your angels for help. I'm just gonna be honest, it's good to call upon your angels for help. Everybody need a little help every now and then. So number two, I wrote, feel your emotions. Acknowledge that you have them. Now is not a time for your ego, who will try and convince you / protect you from the truth. So you have to actually acknowledge that your feelings are there. And the reason why I wrote that down is because a lot of the times we were told that, like, there's this like thing in society where you have to be like the tough guy or the tough girl, or pretending like your emotions doesn't matter, or that didn't truly hurt you because of whatever we're trying to prove. I don't know what the agenda is, but it ain't even facts. Feel your emotions, baby. Feeling your emotions will allow you to actually fully process your emotions. You cannot, like, if you don't acknowledge them or feel them, then that problem, that situation prolongs longer than its duration, because you didn't actually acknowledge it. So see that the alarm's going off, that's a confirmation. But it stretches it out longer than it needs to. Say, for example, you're going through a breakup, right? And instead of feeling the emotions of how you feel from this breakup, you decide that, you know what, I'm just gonna your ego's gonna be like, well, you know what, like, that's why they were ashy, that's why they didn't do this, that's why they didn't do that, they weren't even that good anyways. That doesn't actually allow you to process your emotions. That only keeps you in like the ego trying to comfort you, but it doesn't actually get rid of that actual emotion that's underneath all of that pain or all of the things that you're telling yourself. The emotion is still there, but you're refusing to actually feel it because it hurts too much. You perceive it's gonna hurt too much. So that's when the ego steps in and it tries to protect you and point blame at the other person as to what it is that they are doing that is upsetting you, right? But the ego is not your friend. It is just a coping mechanism. I call it a coping mechanism. It tries to keep you safe in whatever ways that it can. However, the actual key to getting over situations and not allowing your emotions to control you is to feel them. So when that sensation comes into your body, like, first acknowledge that, yes, I feel like crap. I feel like this person did me to filth. Feel the emotion when it comes up. Allow that sensation to stay in your body for however long it needs to be there, and then you shift your focus to something else after that time has passed. And the reason why I say to do this is because over time, this will allow those feelings to process through your body, and it will hurt less and less over time. And it allows you to actually release and let go. And then the day will come where you no longer think about this situation anymore. But you first have to actually acknowledge and then feel your feelings. So it's gonna be an uncomfortable feeling, whether you're feeling guilt, shame, whatever it is that you're feeling, regret. Allow it to actually come up. You have to actually acknowledge it and be honest with yourself. Now is not the time to lie to yourself. Lying to yourself will not get you anywhere. It will not get you anywhere. And you have to actually be honest with yourself as to why this person is triggering you. So I'm gonna talk about it further on, but like, it's important for you to get to know why you're being triggered. When someone triggers you, it is the best thing in the world. I want you to look at that as like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Get curious, because when you lean into those triggers, it allows you to do your shadow work, which allows you to basically just figure out what it is. What are those limited beliefs that you tell yourself? What are those negative beliefs that you tell yourself? That way you can heal them and move on. You cannot be triggered by a situation if you've done the healing work. And that's why shadow work is the biggest thing to feeling your emotions and mastering your emotions, so that you do not get triggered or crash out at every little argument that comes up. When someone triggers you, get introspective. Like, be like, oh my God, why am I so triggered by this situation? And really sit with it. You can meditate on it, pray on it, however long you need to. Just sit with this and be like, yo, why am I feeling triggered? Because I'm gonna give you an example. Say, for example, you are a confident person. You're confident, you're beautiful, you're secure in yourself, you have high sense of self-worth, yada yada yada, right? And somebody comes along and they say, you know what, like, you're ugly, you're actually not all that. Instead of being triggered by what they said, you will just see that that person is projecting onto you. It would not trigger you, because you have done the work to love yourself enough to know that this person's opinion does not dictate who I am. But if you haven't done the work and they come along, right, and they just say all these hurtful things to you, you're gonna take it personally, one, and then you're gonna be triggered by the situation. You're gonna be sad, you're gonna be upset, like, why would that person say that? Why would that person say that? Because you truly subconsciously believe it. Maybe it's the stories that you were told as a kid, maybe it's what you tell yourself now. Whatever reason it is, only you and God know. However, that person can only trigger you because that belief is already there. But if you do the work and you work on yourself, and that person comes along, they're like, you know what, you're ugly, you would just look at them and laugh. It wouldn't even affect you. You'd just be like, this girl is just hating because she don't like her life, or this girl is just projecting. Like, you literally would not even take it on. So this is why it's important to actually get curious by the reasons that you were triggered. Everybody cannot be the problem. And I think as a society, I don't know why I'm choking. Hold on. Yeah. So everybody cannot be the problem. Okay, let me get back into the points. So when you sit with the feeling for however long it's in your body, these feelings, they'll come in waves. They won't just be like, all day you're feeling this one emotion. Unless there's a thought in your mind that you keep on like sitting with over and over and over again, then you're causing yourself to continuously feel that emotion over and over and over again. That's why I said when the sensation, why am I choking? That's what I said, when the sensation leaves your body, just shift your focus to something else that is like completely different. I don't know, like, I'm choking, guys. I don't know what's going on. Allergy season is on my ass. Anyway, so yeah, so when you feel a feeling, but when we resist them or refuse to acknowledge them, these are your feelings, those emotions get stored in your body, and you never truly get over a particular situation. You just find an unhealthy way to cope. So you may think that you've healed from a situation, but like, if somebody bring it up, you're still irritated by it, you're still mad about it, because you never actually process your feelings in the situation. You never acknowledge what it is that hurt you. You never reparent yourself. Like, literally, the whole thing that I want you guys to take away from this video, it's now gonna be the time for you to be your own mom, your own dad. Like, literally, Be there for yourself as if you were talking to a child. Because every time we are triggered, it is always our inner child. It's never the adult. I'm letting you know, it's always the inner child. Because the adult finds unhealthy ways to cope and say, you know what, not right now. This is not that serious. You treat yourself and your emotions exactly how your parents treated you. So if they never had time for your emotions, you don't have time for your emotions. And that's why it's harder for you to even deal when shit comes up in your reality. Okay. So this part is for those of you who aren't even sure about your emotions. You have no idea what the hell an emotion is. You just completely like switch that switch off. So you're gonna start to take note of what goes on in your day. Certain things that maybe come up that you're like, you know, certain feelings come up throughout your day. You're gonna write down the situation, what feeling came up, and then you're going to write down your situation, feelings, and then your reaction to it. So how did you react to that feeling? Either internally or externally. Maybe what thoughts came up. Write down everything. And just start to pay attention to what's going on in your day for like a week or two. This will also shift your focus to bring back awareness to your emotions. Allow you to really just come back to that. Because maybe you've learned over your lifetime that what are emotions? You have no idea what they are. It's not that serious. So you can just try that and see how you just get back in touch with your emotions. Because I feel like for those people who completely shut off their emotions, it's going to be harder for you to master your emotions if you don't know what you're feeling. So start to take note of it. Start to journal more about your day and how you're feeling, and go back and reread it, and then just get in touch with that. This will shift your awareness to start to pay attention to your emotions. Okay. God damn. Anyway, next. So I really wanted to put a point in between this, because don't be afraid to take breaks while you are also learning to master your emotions or feel your emotions or actually acknowledge your emotions, because you are not a machine. Becoming aware of your emotions can be an intense thing if you are not used to it. So I don't want you guys to like bombard yourself trying to like heal everything all at once. It's just for you to get used to it. Like, take baby steps. Take one step at a time. Don't be trying to heal all your wounds all at once, because I promise you, it does not feel good. It do not feel good to do that. And I've tried. I'm telling you because I've tried, and it does not feel good to do it all at once. So yeah. And then so next I wrote, I know you guys see this guy online. I love his interviews, his work. Bashar Dari, I think that's how you say it. But he says that when you're feeling a feeling, whatever feeling it may be, so say you're starting to pay attention to your emotions, right? And now you're getting in tune with what feelings that you're feeling. So whenever that feeling comes up, you could say, I'm feeling blank. So I'm gonna insert a feeling. I'm feeling joy because I choose to believe I need to. This will completely shift your mindset around your emotions and allow you to realize that you have the power to feel what emotions that you are choosing to feel. And the reason why I say this is because it's very important that you realize that when you start to notice why you're being triggered by certain things, you realize that you don't have to take things personally. It is a choice to take things personally. Once you've worked on your healing and reprogrammed your mind to see that, you know what, the lies that I chose to believe are not true. Because every limited belief that you believe, everything that's negative about yourself is not true. It's simply not true. Anything outside of the frequency of unconditional love is not true. It is just, I'm not going to argue with your mama. It's just not true. So when I say this now, guys, I want you guys to really get used to meditation and prayer. You don't have to, actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what to do. You do what you want to do. But with meditation and prayer is how I changed my life. So with meditation and prayer now, when you're meditating and you're in your meditative state, you're crisscross applesauce, you're thinking of a feeling. You say, I'm feeling love right now. And you just feel as your body shifts its frequency and you're in that state of feeling love. That is you taking back control of how you choose to feel throughout your day. That is you reclaiming your power. When you allow external things outside of you to dictate how you feel, you are a puppet on a string. You are a feather in the wind. Anything can sway you here, there, and there. You have no power. Your energy goes here, there, and there. But once you start to shift your mindset in terms of that statement that I said from Bashar, I'm feeling blank because I choose to believe I need to. you are completely deciding to take back your emotions and take your life into your own hands. External things will always happen. Those are out of your control, but what you can choose to control is your own emotions. That is a choice that you make. So you can choose to either get fucked by life or do the fucking. That's the best way I can describe this whole Matrix game. You can choose to be fucked by life or you can do the fucking. And I'm here to just give you tips on how to do the fucking, because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being bent over. I'm not on that frequency no more. No, I get to decide how I get to feel. So no one outside of you should have you on a string. That's just the whole lesson here. So in meditation, you can choose to feel those feelings. As you do that, your body will begin to shift over time. You will start to feel less addicted to the lower frequencies, because it becomes an addiction once your body is used to feeling lower vibrational energies, right? So give that a shot. Try it for a week. See how you feel. See the difference. Okay, that's just some advice. So shadow work and triggers. When people trigger you, it's the best thing. This is an opportunity to heal an underlying problem, hurt, pain, either subconsciously or consciously. You cannot be triggered if there isn't a wound already there. So like I shared with you guys before, being confident, an insecure person cannot trigger you. So this is why I want you guys to completely work on your shadow work. Shadow work is going to be the biggest thing to mastering your emotions. If you take anything from this list, shadow work is the most important. And you don't have to get a journal to shadow work, because I tried the journaling thing and it like I had to journal separately outside with my feelings. Like the journal prompts, they just didn't really do it for me. Like for me, it worked better when I was actually engaged with people, because when I was engaged with people, then I could see why is this whole triggering me. And although it was painful, it allowed me to heal myself, because like I was able to see firsthand what they were mirroring back from my subconscious mind, right? So that's why I said just work on that and pray for help while you're doing your shadow work, because baby, it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy, but you could do it. I believe in you. So what else do I say? Be patient with yourself. You do not need to tell yourself or bully yourself into healing faster. So this one I want to put out there for a specific group of people, because I get it. When you just want to get to the end and start to feel all the good feels all the time, so you try to speed up the process. Don't do that. Like, your body needs time to actually process and shed and let go of what is no longer serving them. So I do want to say, when you do figure out what it is that's triggering you and whatever limited belief it is, you can do releasing rituals to let go of certain things you no longer want. Pray for support and guidance and help. And for some of you guys who, do the witchy shit, you can write it in black ink on a piece of paper and burn it. For those of you who don't do the witchy shit, you can just write it on a piece of paper, rip it up, throw it in the garbage, whatever. But this is telling the universe that you're done with that. You're done with that. Like, you're just like, this is not mine anymore. I'm good. And start to listen to subliminals as you sleep that reprogram your mind for the healthier beliefs that you believe in. But you have to first acknowledge it, be there for yourself, and reaffirm to yourself that this is not true, to be able to let it go. As you do that over time, it becomes easier and easier, and you start to crash out a lot less. And I'm telling you guys, this is coming from somebody with an Aries rising. I used to crash out all the time. Over the littlest things. There's many bridges that I've burned in my lifetime with not a regret in the world. So this is allowing me to be more at peace with myself and see people for what and who they are. Like, just leave people where they're at. You lose energy trying to argue with people, trying to prove yourself, trying to prove your worth. All of those things are not necessary. You just need to do the internal work to really focus on yourself. Once you have mastered your emotions, and I tell you guys, like, every time you feel any emotion like guilt or shame or whatever emotion that is on a lower frequency, we're choosing to feel those emotions. And that's why it feels so uncomfortable, because our natural frequency is to be in the frequency of love. So whenever we choose to be like petty or resentful, these are emotions that come up. Yes, the situation hurt you, but it's like, you need to do the work in terms of why it's hurting you, right? Reaffirm to yourself that this isn't this is not true. This is not the story that I'm choosing to claim anymore. And then choose better people, choose better partners, choose better environments to be around. Because it's not enough for you to just affirm that you're done with it. You have to choose better options. You have to realize that there are people out there that are going to not be so good, and there's going to be people out there that are good people, right? But if you're choosing the same type of people over and over and over and over again, you have to really take a step back and say, why am I choosing these people? Subconsciously, you're attracted to them. Why? What kind of belief are they reaffirming to you? Why? You just have to keep asking yourself why. And after you've done your work, choose better options. Because just because you do this like shadow work and stuff does not mean that there won't be other people out there that come to you on the same type of time that other person did you. That other people that you're attracted to who are like on a lower frequency. It's not, that's why I said don't take things personally, because those people just exist. Like, people on a lower frequency, they just exist. Okay, it's not that they're coming for you personally. They just say, okay, this person's allowing this type of behavior, so I'm gonna just keep on doing this type of behavior. But when you take it personally, you're like, oh, why did they do that to me? Why did they do that to me? There is no why. The real question is, why are you accepting it? And that's why the shadow work comes in. Why am I accepting this behavior? But a lot of times it's easier to point the finger than to actually take a look at who's in the mirror, you know? So yeah, that's what I wrote, guys. I really hope that this made sense, but it's all about just like fully letting go and just choosing to not allow other people to control you, to be honest with you. Because the way that I see it is like, once you really master your emotions, there isn't anything you can do in this world. Like, instead of you sitting here allowing something to happen to you over and over and over again, you've mastered your emotions to the point where you're like, you know what, yes, I'm an empathetic person, but my boundaries are stronger than my empathy. And that's that. So yeah, those are my messages, guys. I hope it made sense. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with somebody who may need to master their emotions as well. I love you guys. Have a good day.